So glad you're here. Foundation step 9, heart practice and reconciliation. Let go. Let go of guilt and shame, reconciling, forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, forgiving life. Very challenging thing to do. And I wasn't always ready to do it. And so there's a reason I made this my foundation step 9, because foundation steps 1 through 8 led up to the point where I was ready to do it again in life. And so I started reconciling with myself in the prison cell for my drinking. And then when I got out, I started reconciling with the people I've harmed, all the wreckage I caused, in my unawareness. So I want to remind you, and at least in my case, and more likely in yours, and then in the case of maybe people who've harmed us, is I've done things out of my unawareness. When I was in my cycle of drinking heavily, where I didn't know that's how I was living my life. To a point I did, and to a point I didn't, and the guilt and shame was there. And through doing the work, the inner work, allowed me to reconcile once I got out of prison with the people I've harmed. Most importantly, forgiving myself, forgiving others that I felt harmed me, to get rid of resentments and let go. And then when I found out I had cancer, I had to start reconciling with life. Why me? Poor me. What now? The attack, cancer. And so it is a very difficult thing to do. It's very humbling. And reconciliation, forgiveness, and let go is far beyond one foundation step 9, and even this entire process. And so I want to ask you a few things before you head into this foundation step 9, because this can be very humbling, and it is very challenging and very difficult. So I'll leave you with a few questions to reflect on. Am I in a place in my life at this moment where I feel I can start forgiving myself, reconciling with the people I have harmed, forgiving others, and living life to the fullest? Be cool to yourself, be cool to others.